You see, this whole thing with Jay-Z partnering up with the NFL, to me, this is all about political posturing, and I'll explain that in a little bit. Political posturing and brand awareness on both sides. Brand awareness from the NFL crossing over to the Jay-Z Rock Nation demographic, which of course these multi-billion dollar NFL owners don't care about the hip hop culture. They don't, and we know that the hip hop culture is created by us, right? They don't care about our culture, and so Jay Z is playing that game. You know why he's playing that game? Because he is a billionaire himself. Now, his money doesn't stack up to these NFL owners who are way up there, right? But he wants a seat at the table. But a seat at the table only gets you a seat at the table, right? You don't really have a say. You're handed a position that is really powerless, right? NFL, you partnered up with the NFL to lead the charge on the head of entertainment and making sure that the awareness, right, and um, the awareness and the issues of of making sure that black athletes, specifically in the NFL, and their rights are treated accordingly. And that's the whole point of bringing Jay Z and Rock Nation along in this partnership, so called partnership, right? Is to establish a concordance of the Jay Z Rock Nation demographic into the NFL and splicing it over with the NFL, making its awareness in the Jay Z Rock Nation demographic. That splicing is, like I said, brand awareness. And Jay Z is playing that game along with Robert Kraft, one of the billionaire NFL owners of the New England Patriots, working with Roger Goodell rather, and the rest of these NFL multi-billion-dollar owners to appease them. And Jay Z has a so-called seat at the NFL table, a powerless, meaningless position that invokes pretty much no tangible no tangible resources, no tangible outcome of what you're trying to accomplish, and to make sure there isn't any other incident that can repeat itself like a Colin Kaepernick, where it's clear that Colin Kaepernick at this point is pretty much satisfied because he's settled out of court with the NFL. And the whole reason why I stopped watching the NFL is because of Colin Kaepernick. He's still not employed with the NFL, and again, he's satisfied with his payout because he's settled out of court with the NFL. Okay, but political posturing. What do I mean by that? Political posturing. This all started with Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, working with Meek Mill, okay, who was in prison at the time. Who was in prison, and he was in prison because basically he was popping a wheelie on his dirt bike and got arrested. Okay, got locked up longer than he should have, and therefore Robert Kraft wanted to impose his billionaire status. You can call him a celebrity too, right? People know who he is because he's out there, as he's probably one of the most vocal and most seen NFL owners, right? But he wanted to use his presence to work with Meek Mill to invoke a posturing call out and a help to Meek Mill, who was imprisoned unjustly. So they used Meek Mill as a pawn to establish political posturing for criminal justice reform. Criminal justice reform, of course, Robert Kraft and the rest of these NFL owners are all conservatives. They all are part of the Donald Trump train. They all support Donald Trump, aka Clockwork Orange. See, and of course, Trump is a huge advocate of the NFL and makes his stance with the NFL very, very known publicly. We know this guy goes on Twitter and social media like crazy and talks about the NFL, what they should and should not do, in terms of how they handle certain situations, right? That involve players classified as black, etc. So with Robert Kraft helping out, or so-called helping out, Meek Mill and establishing the criminal justice reform along the lines of with these other celebrities like Kim Kardashian. Okay, she is a part of the criminal justice reform tactic that is spearheaded by Donald Trump's regime. Okay, and so this is a tactic in my eyes to continue to keep black society docile and to preventing them from getting the big picture, which is reparations. Bottom line. And so pretty much you can say that Colin Kaepernick got his reparations with the NFL settlement. So he's straight. He doesn't care about going back in the NFL at all and playing. But that was the whole goal. Going back to Robert Kraft came in there and worked with McMill with the criminal justice reform, helped him get out of prison, wants them line himself with hip hop and the hip hop culture, and this guy really doesn't know anything and care about hip hop whatsoever, as well as the other NFL owners, as well. Again, this is all political posturing. All it is to appease the regime of Clockwork Orange, aka Donald Trump. That's all it is. All right. So my position is all this is doing and using Jay-Z to be a partner of the NFL and him being the brand ambassador for the NFL and him being the head of entertainment, stuff like that. It's a meaningless title, powerless position, and it's just designed to keep black society docile and preventing them from receiving and getting the reparations that we need from the ADOS movement. That is what I think. That's all it is, man. Once you start making a certain amount of money, even Jay-Z, he's a billionaire right now. You want to sit at the table with these other billionaires and see how it tastes. And your money ain't long enough to play long ball with these NFL owners. So they hand you a position, a powerless position. Roger Goodell is just the lapdog for these NFL owners. That's all he is. So, the owners tell him what to do. And they say, hey, you know what? Give what's that rapper guy? What's the rapper guy? Bill Z? Ted Z? Jay-Z. Okay. Jay-Z, the rapper guy. Can you just give him some kind of, position? He's a rapper, right? He's a part of entertainment. Okay, so make him the head of entertainment. Okay? Make him the head of entertainment. Black people will love it. All right? We're still going to make sure that these players are going to be treated to our rules, which means we're not going to change our rules because we keep a certain amount of things intact, right? Read the book by Anthony Pryor, right? Read the book by Anthony Pryor. I believe it's a $40 Million Slave. And there's another book he put out as well talking about that. The Slave Side of Sundays, my bad. Yeah, it's called The Slave Side of Sundays. Read that book. Anthony Pryor. He breaks that down. There's videos on YouTube, and I have video clips of him on my channel as well. But these NFL owners' mindset is give Jay-Z a powerless position, a meaningless position, but let's give him a nice title. make him head of entertainment because he's part of the entertainment industry, right? And make him a brand ambassador of his company, Rock Nation, and to make sure that he's a figurehead, right? A figurehead of injustices that are being or injustices that are, a part of the NFL that may happen, or preventing those instances from happening in regards to our players in the NFL, right? So that's all that is. That's how I see it. Social justice efforts and things of that nature. That's what Jay-Z is going to be. He's going to be head of the entertainment aspect of the NFL and being the brand ambassador of social justice efforts. It's just a pretty much a powerless, meaningless position in the NFL, and Jay-Z wants to play long ball with these billionaire owners. So those are my 2 cents on that. That's my take on that, family. Now there's an excuse for Jay-Z and Beyonce to now be a part of the NFL halftime show, which is probably going to bring a lot of ratings to the NFL. And at the same time, Jay-Z and Beyonce are going to try to entertain and do a halftime show and bring a message, a symbolic message, to the viewers of the NFL. Now, they're going to take a risk at doing that because they especially Beyonce, her performances, and I think she had a performance before with the NFL where NFL was kind of teed off about how she performed and going against police brutality and things of that nature. So it'll be interesting, how the NFL audience is going to look at these halftime shows or the entertainment aspect of the NFL going forward. They're going to take a risk on that. But again, it's brand awareness and political posturing. The bigger picture is making sure you support the regime of the criminal justice reform headed by Donald Trump. That's all it is. Anyway, those are my thoughts about that, family. Leave your comments down below and let me know what you guys think about Jay-Z partnering up with the NFL and Rock Nation. All right, family, make sure you follow me on Instagram at GMOGMediaTV. Till next time, Chauncey signing out. Peace.